me, I'm all about racing. So the FRD line is the all-business portion of our racing and our true heritage.
To me, it's the bikes that push the limits.
You know, if it costs more to do it this way, so be it if it makes a stiffer, lighter, stronger, faster bike.
The felt core is engineering. What we do is develop great product from the ground up. I mean, we start with a white sheet of paper, and then we get creative.
We begin first to, flush out both form and function. We do this with sketches and various ideas to kind of get the mental cogs turning, if you will. On our aero road bikes, we use CFD, or Computational Fluid Dynamics. This is a software that lets us really look at the small details of the airflow around the bicycle. This lets us do, hundreds if not thousands of variations of different ideas, kind of make the bike as fast as we possibly can. After we kind of work these shapes out, we start on the CAD model. With the CAD model, we can then go in and do different types of FEA analysis and different fine-tuning. So with FEA, we can actually look at the tube shapes, look for high stress areas, and design these shapes to optimize these areas. After the design has been finished, a lot of times what we'll do is rapid prototyping in-house. What's kind of cool about this is that we can actually print out different parts and check the fit. But also we can take this and build different cross-sections, different shapes, different tubes, and even bring them to the wind tunnel for validation. Just looking for that last little bit of refinement before we kind of finalize the CAD model, getting it ready to go to the tooling shop and basically cut the molds. Our two new aero bikes for 2014 that really encompass what FRD stands for are the all-new AR and the all-new IA. Well, the AR, it's in its second generation since we first debuted it in 2008. Really what we did is took all the attributes of the F-Series bikes and combined those, race attributes with the aerodynamics of a DA. So you end up with a bike that's lightweight, good comfort, but also wickedly fast. We've actually made some huge improvements. The bike's just a little bit over 900 grams right now, and we've actually increased the stiffness up nearly to 40% over the old AR. So huge improvements in stiffness to weight, and on top of it, these new cross-sections actually provide a much greater aerodynamic advantage than the old bike as well. We recently did some comparison testing to the final version of the AR, and from an aerodynamic standpoint, it was actually the fastest bike we tested over an average condition of 0 and 20 degrees plus minus yaw angles. The new IA is really a bicycle that's brought about by thinking outside the box. In years past, everyone's thought about reducing drag to make a faster bike. Well, we've considered all those variables as well with integrated brakes and integrated components in the bicycle. But really the star of the show in the case for this bike is the new airfoil shapes and how we're using those to generate lift. By generating lift, you can actually have the bike have a slight forward propulsion. This actually will cancel out a lot of the drag that's created by components that we have no control over, therefore making a bike that's ridiculously fast, in some cases twice as fast as competing bikes. After another long day at the San Diego Wind Tunnel, we're really pleased to see that the testing reports turned out pretty much exactly like we expected to be. Over the last few years, we've tested everything from cross-sections to various parts of the bicycle, so we kind of knew what was going to happen, but it's good to finally see it in reality. When tested against the DA, the new IA bike actually proved to be about twice as fast as the DA, or half the amount of drag.
When you make headway such as we made today on a couple of these projects, I feel really good that we're still light years ahead of our competition.
Though we put a lot of focus on our aero products for 2014, FRD was initially rooted in our mountain bike program. The first FRD product that felt brought to the market was the 9FRD hardtail frame set. However, even before the FRD level frames were available, we put an FRD acronym on our 100mm travel full suspension cross-country frame set, the aptly named FRD 100. That frame was solely developed to obtain feedback from our elite level racers. That is felt racing development in action. From that feedback, we were driven to develop an entirely new suspension system, Felt Active Stay technology. The Edict platform was our first bike to use FAST and even earned a world championship title in its first season of production. To us, we've always been about race development, and FAST is a suspension platform born of that creed. The Edict 9 was introduced in 2013, and once again, after a season of racing and gathering feedback from our elite athletes whose disciplines range from World Cup cross country to the Enduro World Series, we knew we had the opportunity to improve upon an already successful bike. With revised tube shapes, new lighter, stouter hardware, and the inclusion of a 142x12 through axle dropouts, we were able to drop weight and increase stiffness significantly. A big part of that weight reduction can be accredited to TechStream on our most advanced FRD level Edict 9 frame. The new Edict 9 frame is just over 200 grams lighter than the past generation's Edict 9 LTD, while testing 10% stiffer. Race-developed products have always been part of Felt Bicycles, and will continue to be forever.
It doesn't matter if it's 2 years out, 5 years out, 10 years out. We want to build the best bikes in the world. We don't need to be the biggest bike company in the world, we just want to be the best bike company.